What's happening, family? Happy Sunday evening. Dr. Joe here, and I hope each of you are well and blessed. So glad and so thankful that all of you have taken the time to join us on this village chat. I know we got a large array of people who are watching. Some of you all are in the process, the 4-day turn up right now. Some of you are leaders in the process, coaches in the process, or you may be former graduates of the process. Or you are a person, you've done neither. Maybe someone told you about this, maybe a family member, maybe a friend say, hey, check it out. Or maybe you just stumbled across the channel. Regardless of which bucket you are in, we are glad that you are here. We are excited. I'm Dr. Joe. I'm the author and founder of the world's greatest transformational processes, 40 Days with Dr. Joe, the 40-day turn up, and the Journey 3.0 plus process. Let me tell you a little bit about it just in case you don't know. The 40-day turn up is the entry level process where people come through this process and there's a real life, holistic 360 transformation that people go through. We adjust their nutrition in terms of how they eat. We create structure, discipline. We address emotional issues, spiritual issues, mind, body, and spirit. People are in small groups. People have coaches. People have leaders. People have accountability. People have support, education, leadership, and guidance. Once those individuals finish the 4-day turn up, they're then invited to be a part of the journey. When they finish the journey, they're then make recommendations to be leaders. And then after leader serves under a coach, and that particular person becomes a coach, which is over a particular group. Been doing this for the last 10 years, and we've seen thousands of lives changed throughout the entire country. As a matter of fact, in this particular process, there are representation of 9 different countries. There are 9 different countries whereby there is someone within that country that is actively going through this process. So we're very, very thankful that this isn't a program, this isn't a gimmick, this isn't something that you pay for to do. But we are an organization and a nonprofit organization that's doing the work of the kingdom and doing our best to make a difference in the lives of people. And that's why we are here. So let's talk about the village chat. The village chat is our time to spotlight people who are a part of our village. It could be a participant. It could be a leader. It could be a coach. It could be a vast array of individuals who are within our village. And this is our season 1, episode 1 kickoff. We have 3 different seasons a year. Every time we have a session, we're presenting a season. So I've got a very, very special guest. All right. She is a leader, which means she has not only been gone through the 40 turn up, gone through the journey, but now she's a leader under a coach, and we'll hear all about that. So I want to introduce to some and present to others my special guest, Cabrina Miles Hamilton. How you doing, Cabrina?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Dr. Joe. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. Your smile has brought the sunshine. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling great. I am so excited to
Well, I'm
talk to
glad.
everyone.
I'm so glad that you accepted to be a part, and we've got 542 eyeballs watching you live right now. No pressure, Cabrina. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. So let's start off. I'm so glad you accepted. Tell us something about yourself, maybe where you live, what you do.
Right. So I'm currently in the Los Angeles area. I've been here since 2013. We moved here because my daughter wanted to go to UCLA. And I'm from Seattle, though I lived there for many, many years. And I also lived in Detroit. And I lived in Maryland. But I'm in LA now. I love it. I was in sales for over 25 years. I was a regional sales manager. When the pandemic happened, I decided I needed to reevaluate what I was doing because it was a lot of things going on in the world. And, I was very stressed out in my job. And I decided to quit the corporate job and decided to go on my own. And I became a real estate agent. And also, I'm a digital marketing consultant, which I love doing.
Wow, now you said a lot. We got to unpack. Um, you were in regional sales. and then
Right.
you stopped that during COVID, and you started real estate full time.
Yeah, real estate and digital marketing consultant.
Or tell people what digital marketing is that they
Yeah,
may
so
need.
basically, what I do is I help small to large businesses. I build websites for them and I help them get leads for their company. And I rent out my website. So they're paying me monthly and they pay me a setup fee to help them grow their business.
That sounds like a sweet deal.
Yes, it is.
You can take
Passive
all that.
income.
You can take all that personality and help people grow while get paid at the same time.
Exactly.
That is awesome. So, tell us, what is a day in the life for Cabrina? What does a regular day look like for you? You get up and tell us what the day looks like.
Yeah, so basically, I love it because I'm semi-retired. Because when you have your own business, your life is everything. Everything's a lot more flexible. So
Right.
I get up, I do my prayer and meditation. Um, Me and my husband, he helps me a lot during this process. So we talk, think what we're going to be doing for the day. I usually do about 3 or 4 hours of my digital marketing business. I might have a real estate meeting or go into the office there, come home, get on my Peloton, and just relax for the rest of the evening. So
Okay.
that's pretty much my day every day. And I usually take a couple of days off the weekend and then just one day during the week.
Got it. Well, that sounds like an exciting life. So, I've told the people you're a leader, and we'll get into that. But let's kind of rewind a bit and talk about. And I think it's great that you are a leader because you're going to give a lot of context for people who are in the 4-day turn up, who come through the journey, the whole shebang. So let's start with the 40-day turn up and take us back to how did you hear about the 40-day turn? Let's start there.
Yeah, so my awesome sister-in-law, shout out to Cheryl Hudson. She's a current coach. And she had called my husband. She was telling her brother, about the 40-day turn up. And my husband was like, "Did you hear what Cheryl's doing?" I said, I don't want to I don't want to do another program. I'm done with that. And so he said, "Oh, you should listen." I said, "Nah, that's all right." So she came to stay with us for their father's birthday. He was having a birthday party, and we ended up talking more about the 40-day turn up. And I saw how good she was looking. I said, "Well, maybe tell me a little bit more about this 40-day turn up." And she talked for about a half hour, and I said, "Girl, where do I sign up?" I mean, I was so ready, Dr. Joe.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when I went through that 40-day turn up,
Yeah.
after that pre work,
Yeah.
if you had told me we were going to eat cardboard for 6 weeks, that's what I would have done.
Mm.
I was just so ready to, start a new life, a new journey. And a shout out to my 40-day turn up coach, Patrice Baxter, and my group, Operation Downsize.
That is awesome. So basically, your husband's sister
Yes,
went through it. Shout out to her.
yes, yes.
Told you about it. So when she talked to you, what did she say that made you interested to say, "Hey, I want to do this"?
Well, she was talking about the village, and she talked about you. And what I noticed, what really made me want to get into it, her whole aura had changed.
Mm.
I could just feel like her spirit, her energy, everything was just different.
Mhm.
And then she started telling me about a little bit about the process and how you do pre-work and how you meet all these wonderful people. And it wasn't about weight loss, it was about finding out, what's making you yo-yo, go up and down. That's the part that really got me when she was telling me, you're going to really learn about yourself and, you'll get some healing. And so when she started talking about that part, I was like, that's what I need. 'Cause I'm a professional weight loss loser. So I just need to know how to keep it off.
Right.
So that's what really got me when she was telling me about all the different master classes, not what they were, but just what you would do special trainings on the weekends, and that they were really helpful in helping people keep their weight off and the tools to lose weight.
Awesome. How was your experience when you went through?
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I had a really awesome group. I was the biggest loser in my group, and it was so easy. Like it, Dr. Joe, it was like I was taking a class. I felt like I was enrolled in college. So I was just really like I always set my alarms. I knew you're gonna get on there Monday mornings
Yeah.
early, my time. So I'd set my alarm, have my notebook ready, have my vision board, had all my notes all over the house.
Yeah.
So my experience was really, really good. And I felt it was really easy. Like the process is super easy because it's real food and you don't have to go out and buy shakes and bars.
Yeah.
And it's just, a matter of it's mindset. So when you decide you really want to do it, it's easy. So I had a really great time and all the people in my group were wonderful and I still keep in contact with a few of them. So I really had a great time.
That's awesome. What were some of the what was the hardest part of the 40 turn up for you?
Yeah, the hardest part was really focusing on all the
Yeah.
measuring my food. I like to work out, but my workout was 4 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And that part just really being consistent because
Yes.
we can do something for a week, but consistently do it for 6 weeks. And I can honestly say the entire time I never went off the process
Mhm.
because I wanted to take advantage of my leader, my group. And so
Right.
I really stuck with it because I wanted to see what my body could do. So, but that was a hard part, just adjusting to being consistent. So the
Yes.
first 2 weeks were hard, but after that, it was good.
I agree with you. And actually, I had this conversation with someone who's in the process now, and I was telling him, I said, the two most common, two most difficult things for people are the exercise and the weighing and measurement of foods, because those are the two things that we're least accustomed to. But if you think about it, that's how life is. Whatever you don't do a lot will be difficult. But to your point, you gave great inspiration. The longer you do it, the more it becomes second nature, and then after a couple of weeks, you don't think about it, which is great. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Now, let's say, for instance, someone, we just finished week one, and maybe someone's watching this and they had a struggle the first week. What would you tell them? What do you have any type of tips or that you would share?
Yeah, because my first week, I mean, I had great weight loss, but of course, I'm a type A personality. I wanted more.
Right.
So what I tell people is after every week, put together a strategy for yourself. Okay, look at your meals,
Yeah.
what you did, and think about what can I do different.
Yeah.
Okay, I make it lose more weight if I don't cut out the cheese or maybe don't eat fruit, in the evening. So for me, if you're struggling, first of all, the mindset has to be right. You're not going to quit. It's going to get easier. So you have to tell yourself you can do it
Right.
because you don't want, if your mindset isn't right, nothing will work.
Right.
And so then just make adjustments every single week and look at your food and what you're eating. And maybe you need to lower your calories or maybe you need to increase a little bit. Maybe you're not getting enough protein. So, and I wrote myself a strategy every single week
Good.
about what I could do different. Even I lost weight every week, but there's always something you can tweak.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that. Writing a strategy is something that I tell people make adjustments, but to hear you say that is great. And I hope people are listening to that. So, um, you had a great 4-day turn up experience, right? And recently, so like from October to November, you went through the journey 3.0.
Yes.
I want you to tell the people what was different from the 4-day turn up to the journey.
Yeah, the 40-day turn up is great because you're learning how to eat, you're getting all your nutrition, learning about nutrition. The journey was a lot different with the journey. It's more about dealing with like past traumas, healing, like learning, what caused you to gain 60 pounds, lose it, gain it back, lose it, gain it back. Because that's the real thing. We all know how to lose weight. We've
Yeah.
all probably been in 100 different programs, but never this process. But just the up and down, but the with the journey, it was just learning how to deal with your like different things that you've gone through in your life. Maybe it was something that happened in your childhood or whatever. Like we had to really deal with emotions and I'm a private person pretty much, but you had to really open up in the journey
Yeah.
if you wanted to heal and figure out what's making you go up and down because I didn't want to go back there again. I want to get this weight off and I want to keep it off. So the journey is more about learning about things from your past or what's happened to you that may affect your eating, you know, different things like that. So that was a little bit more challenging because we had to keep a journal.
Yeah.
We had to open up and engage more in our group, but it was really, really good. I really loved it.
Awesome. That's great. Everybody always wants to know, well, what's the difference? I'm like, they're two completely different things, structured similarly, but total different experience. I totally agree with that. Um, so you went through the 4-day turn up, you went through the journey, and then you were recommended to be a leader. So now you are a leader of a group, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So talk about your group. Who's your coach? Talk about your ladies.
Yes.
Tell us
Well,
all you want.
shout out to my coach and mentor, Bridget Faison. Hey. And my group, Choose to Win. Hey, ladies. So our group is fantastic. I love our group. We have a great time. We spend a lot of time in the group meet. We are just we're getting so close and we're so excited. And everyone in our group helps each other. They talk all the time. You know, Bridget is great about contacting the ladies during the week. And we always talk through me and Bridget. We meet every week on the phone and we talk, strategize what we want to do for the group. But it's just a really good time, especially when you're going through such an emotional and challenging time in your life that we can all get together and know that we have something in common. We're going through the same thing because we're the leaders and the coaches. We're in the trenches with the participants. I still have work to do. I still need to rob the bank a little bit more.
Right.
So we're there with them, which really makes it a lot easier for them to relate to us and have a good time.
That's awesome. Coach Bridget is one of our best,
Yes.
and she's always, whenever, every time she's bringing people through, they're always performing well. So shout out to her. So she's definitely in good company with you, and you're in great company with her. How is it seeing participants, Cabrina, go through this process? Now, it's one thing for you to go through it, but how is it when you're looking at these ladies who are looking up to you? How does that feel?
I mean, it feels really good because I was there at that point that they are now. And I just, you're looking at them as people as you first meet them. And even though it's only been a week, you can start to see the personalities coming out, a little bit of changes going on, just looking at the group and understanding their struggle because you can totally relate. And so it's just nice to be able to see if someone's struggling that you can call them and say, hey, girl, I've been through the same thing. I went through the same thing. I had the same particular struggle. So it's just nice to like see yourself like where you started. You see yourself in them, and then you're able to help them because you've been there.
No, that's. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. And you kind of see how I feel. It's like when it's so much easier to help a person when you've stood in their shoes and you felt like what they felt. So it's great. Now, as you know, like this is the first time when we've had a new layer of leadership. We have coaches and we have leaders, and the whole purpose is for the coach to train the leader. How do you feel your interaction is with your coach that is preparing you for that? What would you say?
Oh, it's great. Like we talk all the time. I mean, we strategically, talk every Monday, but we talk all during the week. If anything's going on, we're constantly texting. We're on group me. She's constantly giving me tips still because, coming off the detox, there was some things going on. But yeah, she's great because she gives me a lot and the team. She gives us so many great tips if you're struggling or different things to do that she knows that's worked. But also with the leadership part like she, gave me a whole outline in the beginning. These are things you want to do. Write it down. Make sure you're keeping notes and write down everything I'm doing. And you're going to be great. Just do this, do that. So yeah, she's prepared me really, really well. So I think I'm going to have it down pat when I get
Hey,
there.
I can tell Bridge is one of the best, so that's great. That is awesome. So, when you started and you met the ladies and you brought them through pre-work, you guys, at what point? Now, I said this at our last week. It's amazing that a week ago we were going through the prayer and declaration service. It went by like that. But anyway, I told the group that I had never felt that a group was as ready as they are. Did you feel that within your group?
I did because Bridget's really good. She started preparing them. I mean, like probably 6 weeks ago, helping them prepare the meals, get the
Yeah,
meals together.
good.
We even had them practice weighing on the scale. I
Okay,
mean, we were way ahead of the game. So
awesome.
yeah, so we felt really good, and I felt that they were really ready. She did a great job doing that.
Now you have another special relative that's related to you who is in this process. Do you want to talk about who that may be?
Yes, I have my beautiful daughter, Alexis Miles. She's in the current 40-day turn up.
Salute to Alexis.
Thank you. So yeah, she watched me in the 40. I wanted her to go the first time with me. And she's like, nah, that's too much work. That's too much work. And so then she saw the transformation. She's like, because she told me, because I was struggling. I've been struggling, for years with the weight loss. And I told her like a year or so ago, way before the 40-day turn, I said, I think I got this. So we prayed about it and everything. And she goes, nah, that's not it, Mom. I don't think that's gonna work. I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Nah, I don't feel it. It's something missing. I don't know what it is. It'll come." And then when the 40-day turn up came, and she started, I started telling her different things we are going through. She said, "Mom, this is it. You're never gonna go back."
Mm,
And she goes, "I need to get in this process, because she just started working remote, and she wanted to get that little remote 20 off.
right.
So yeah, so she's so inspirational. She's an old soul, and her leaders already recommended her for a leader. Like she is awesome. So I'm just
That's
so excited to have her with me.
shout out to Alexis. Now, does I know you said that you guys moved to LA from Seattle because your daughter wanted to go to UCLA. Is
Yes.
she still out in Los Angeles as well, or is she
Oh
somewhere else?
yes. No,
Oh,
we came just for her. So she's still here. She graduated from UCLA, and now she works for the Grammys, the Recording Academy. And so she wants to stay, and so we're staying. So 'cause
what
that's my
does she,
only child.
what does she do for them?
She's a project manager and executive assistant also.
Well, for her to go to UCLA, she must be a sharp sister. Salute to Alexis. The fruit does not fall far from the tree. So
Absolutely.
that is great. Now, I want to come back because one of the major concerns that people have is when the 40-day turn up is over, what do I do? And I tell people all the time, don't worry, we're going to prepare you, we're going to blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it is a bit of fear for most people. How were you able to address the in between? How did you handle it? How were you able to not revert? Tell us some things that you did.
Right. Well, the main thing is you have to remember your why. Because if you don't understand what your why is, you're never going to succeed. You're never going to reach your goal. And you have to be really committed. I mean, you have to mentally be at that state where, like, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what.
Yeah,
And, just keep writing your goals down, doing your meditation, doing your prayer. And I was just so happy that I was able to really stick with it because even during Thanksgiving, I lost a few pounds. And then during Christmas, I was able to maintain. I remember when you said, Dr. Joe, if you can maintain, you've mastered weight loss. So,
absolutely.
so I think it's just really a mindset and just going back to what you did. I look back at some of my old meals
Mm,
so that I wouldn't get off track. I said, okay, what was I eating? So I need to make sure I continue eating like that. And I always looked at my best weeks and the foods that I had, and then I would just continue doing that. Kept up the exercise. I mean, you have to be. I mean, you have to be obsessed. I
yeah,
feel like it has to become an obsession. I know some people think that's not negative, but for
right.
me, to lose a lot of weight, especially if you have 60 to 100 pounds or more to lose, you got to be obsessed with everything about this process so that you can wake up every day. And I always keep myself around like minded people. I talk to people that are like my daughter, my husband's a great support. Oh yeah, I've got to say I'm married. My
Yes.
husband, I forgot to tell you I'm married. My
Talk
husband name is Clinton.
about
Sorry, hun. He's watching, and he's a great support. He does all the grocery shopping. He makes sure nothing gets in this house and not supposed to get in this house. He be saying, "I'll be tired some nights. Babe, did you get on your Peloton yet?" I said, "Did you get on yours yet?" So he just makes sure I'm exercising. He said, "Did you measure? Are you sure Dr. Joe said you can have that?" I said, "Yes, it's in the book." So he is wonderful. Like he just really keeps me on track.
Well,
And
that's
I've known him since our parents were best friends. So they grew up together. Our parents, I've known him since I was a little girl.
oh, that what a great story. Well, I'm sure you saved the best for last, which is why
That's
you.
right.
Well, shout out to him as well. That is awesome. What would you say is the greatest? Let's see. Out of all the things that maybe you learned, what is it that you think makes this process so effective? If you have to point to something,
I would think what makes this really effective is the accountability piece.
yeah,
I mean, that is really, really, really a big deal. Because a lot of people, like we don't know what you're doing in the dark, right? So you say you're gonna weigh yourself every week. You say you're gonna stick to a plan, but nobody can see you. I mean, nobody sees you here either. But you have the scale doesn't lie. We have to weigh in once a week.
right,
So the accountability piece for me, just checking in with the people on your team. I mean, who wants to be at the bottom of the group when the at the leaderboard when the weight loss numbers come in. So for me, it was really competitive, and I love that because I'm like, I want to be number one. I want to be number one. I do not want to come in last place.
yeah,
So I'm pushing myself, and just knowing that your coach is putting a lot of time and effort into you, and you don't want to let them down. You want to let yourself down. But even you, Dr. Joe, all the videos, all the material and resources that you give us, I mean, we have to honor that and really take advantage of what we're given. So the accountability for me was really, really strong.
that's awesome, and I agree with that. And accountability is something that we all need, and it's something that I don't care how long you've been doing it, you have to have it because it's difficult to kind of be accountable to you. You need someone. You got a husband that's you're accountable to. You got you that you're accountable to. Your daughter. So having this intrinsic level, and for our participants, they got a leader, they got a coach, they got uh, all these people that are cheering them on, which is absolutely great. Well, you have been such a great interviewee. Thank you for being a part, but I want you to take some time to share, if you choose. We got 1,032 people watching us live. Share with us your business. If people need some marketing, where can they go? How do they find out more about what you bring?
Right. So if you're in LA, the Los Southern California, well, any Southern California period, give me a call. I can definitely help you buy a place or sell a place. So I can do that for the digital marketing. If you have a small business, medium-sized business, large business, and you're trying to grow your company and you're trying to get more clients, I can help you do that. I'll help you build a website. I'll build a website for you. I do all the work. You just show up and you can get in contact with me by calling me. You can email me at,
Do you want me to lead this information? Because I can.
oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Put my phone number.
Okay.
They
Go
can
ahead.
call me first.
All right.
206
206
949
949.
2404.
I'll put it on the screen. And that way, is this correct?
Yes. 206 949 2404. That's correct.
All right.
Or they can send me they can call me, they can text me,
Okay.
or they send me an email
All right.
at
Hold on.
Cabrina
All right. Hold on. Cabrina. Cabrina. Huh?
dot Miles, Miles,
Huh?
Hamilton
Uh-huh.
at gmail.com.
All right. You sure I got it?
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
So that is Cabrina's information, gang. If you're a small business, you're looking to grow, medium-sized business, you heard what she said. She'll construct your website for you. She'll help you grow. You take all that worry off of your plate and allow her, the professional, to do it. You can call her at 206 949 2404, or you can email her at cabrina.mileshamilton@gmail.com.
Yeah, so actually they're renting a website from me. Like I own the website always.
Uh-huh.
And I'm setting their business up on the website, and then I forward a call tracker number to their business, and they get all the leads that come in.
Oh, that is awesome. So, is it all types of businesses? Do you have to be a certain niche or whatever?
Any niche, like I do all kind of niches. I mean, there's painters, garage door people, um, marketing people, anything, roofing companies. You can
Awesome.
do anything. I mean, there's no special niche. So I'm open to any helping anybody that's ready to grow, and also help them on Google if they want to get their Google ranking up. I can help them do that.
You
I
just
can do a lot of different things, but that's one of the main things we do.
you do it
That I,
all. Well, that is great. Well, Cabrina, thank you for being my guest. You've been a great guest. I really appreciate it. All the folks in the village just love you. So thank you. And we appreciate all the work that you do. Shout out to your coach, Coach Bridget, as well as to your amazing team. And thank you for being my amazing guest.
Thank you.
All
Goodbye,
right,
everybody. Had a great
Cabrina,
time.
Miles Hamilton gang. Thank you so much.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. All right, gang. What a great interview. Cabrina Miles Hamilton. Wasn't she just great? Shout out to Coach Bridget. Shout out to her team. Shout out to her daughter, Alexis, who's in the process. Shout out to her former group. What a great time we've had on tonight, gang. So glad you guys are here. I want to take some time to cover a couple of important things. On tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m., I'm going to be live with your weekly performance review and analysis. For those of you all who are in the 4-day turn up process and you don't know what that is the time that I'm going to take all of our in-house statistics and share them with you. You'll see how we performed as a group. You'll see which groups outperformed others or the top performing groups. You'll hear about the biggest loser, most pounds lost. You'll see averages for men, for women. You'll see various clubs. We got a 10-pound club. We got a 20-pound club, 30-pound club, 40-pound club. We've got best performing areas. Okay. All of the performance reviews will be done each Monday. If you're up that early, and sometimes it changes. Sometimes I'll do it as early as 7. Sometimes I'll do it at 9. But I'll be live in the morning at 7:30. If that changes, I'll be certain to let you know. It is Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't make it live, of course, just get it when you can, and all is good. I want you guys to keep that in mind. The second thing is this is going to be a unique week. We're going to go through a couple of things as we in the morning when I give you the performance analysis and review. Um, it's very important, gang, that you all understand what's going on in the world. And I really, I don't know, maybe what I'm about to say. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I'm gonna try to say what I gotta say without getting flagged or whatnot. So let me think about what I'm saying. We all know, ladies and gentlemen, what the world went through in 2020, 2021, and some of 2022. Y'all all know what I'm talking about. And when we went through that, we were told what we should do, what we needed to get. The government told us, doctors told us, churches told us, school systems told us. Okay. And regardless of who you are, you made your choice. I'm not going to sit up here and I'm not going to be pro or anti anything. I'm not going to politicize this. I'm not going to do anything but tell you this. A lot of information about what we were told to do is being suppressed. There's a lot of information that Americans need to hear about what I just told you that we are not hearing. They're trying to suppress it. They don't want it to come out. The truth is not being shared. We do not have access to the information that we need in order to make the decisions that we should have the freedoms to as individuals. Whether you're British, whether you're American, whether you're Australian, whether you're African, whether you're Chinese, whether you're Mexican. And the reason why this information is being suppressed is all due to control. The whole concept of freedom is not even something that's real. Now, I say all of this to say, as I'm skating around, but you all are smart people, you understand what I'm saying. The best thing that you can do to protect yourself, your children, your family, is to be in the best health that you can be. Okay? And what I'm about to tell you, these are facts. The people who got sick from 2020 to 2022, and those who ended up dying or who had severe bouts with it, suffered from obesity. And they had other comorbidities. And the more obese you were, and the more you had comorbidities, comorbidities are things like hypertension, high cholesterol, cardiac disease, diabetes. The more of that you had, the more likelihood you got sick in a bad way, you were hospitalized, or you died. It does not mean that individuals who weren't healthy did not get sick or die. The individuals who weren't obese did not die. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the statistical data showed that individuals who were obese, who had comorbidities, had a higher likelihood of severe illness, hospitalization, and death. So what we can do right now without the government, whatever government you're a part of, without them mandating this or that, y'all know what I'm talking about. Without saying, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that. What we have the opportunity to do is take control of what we should have taken control of a long time ago, and that's our own health. And when I say I'm speaking for all of us, we need to stop playing around. It ain't nothing cute about being big. Now, I know we live in a time where there are a lot of softies, and every time you say anything about overweight people, they say you're fat shaming. But let me tell you something, and let me speak for me so I don't offend you. Let me speak for me. I didn't start making a difference in my life when I was 330 pounds until I started fat shaming myself. Some folk need to be fat shamed. I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, this is ridiculous. How could you let yourself go like this, Joe? I was absolutely disgusted with myself, with my bad habits. I was disgusted, not at me as a person, but I was disgusted at how I felt. I was always in a low state of depression. I was always just had a cloud over me. Something always ached. Something always hurt. I got tired of going to the doctor, getting up on the scale, and then he have to lecture me about being overweight. I got tired of I got tired of that. I wanted to be free. I wanted to be free from that. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to sleep good. I wanted to enjoy my life. I wanted to be in good health. And this is something that you should want for yourself. This is something that you should want for yourself. You should want to be able to wake up every morning and have energy from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep without being stimulated, without taking a pill. You should be able to live your life, brothers, to where you have a great sex life and you can perform and please your wife. or your woman or your lady, or however you get down, without a pill. You should be able to live life without being on 3 and 4 prescription drugs. You should be able to be in your 50s and your 60s and run around and play with your grandkids. You should be able at 70 and 80 walk up any mountain you want to walk up or take a hike. You should be mobile. You should be happy. You should be independent. These are all things that we have to that we've got to do. But see, we cannot do that as a byproduct of this society. Because you know what's real talk? Nobody gives a damn about us. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what nationality. Your government does not care about you. You know what your government cares about? Your ability to earn so you can be taxed. That goes for all of us. I don't care what your ethnicity is. I don't care what nationality you are a part of. Your government does not care about you as an individual. The only reason why the government wants to do things to protect you, and the only reason why it's a health concern or community concern, is because it threatens the flow of money. But I care about y'all. I care about your health. And the reason why I care about your health is because I feel that it is one of the things that I'm supposed to care about in terms of what I've been called to do. I don't like to see people sick. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, ladies. I want y'all to listen to me. I want you to listen to me well. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of you all are leaving value on the table. Now, let me ask you something. If you had a house that was worth $1 million, would you sell it for 500,000? Would you sell it for 600,000? If it was worth $1 million and you had comparable properties that showed that house is $1 million house, would you settle for 600,000? And this goes for men as well. But let me tell you something, ladies. A lot of women, especially my African American sisters in this country, I say this out of care, y'all are leaving too much value on the table. Some of y'all could be like 10s, 9s, but because you don't care for yourself, you walking around a 6 or a 7. You leaving value on the table. You're leaving value on the table. You're leaving value. I'm not talking about some man decides your value. I'm talking about your own intrinsic value. Let me tell you something. When you in your prime years and you walking around here and you have issues with being obese, you have issues with your health, you are leaving value on the table. And see, men can get away with that at times, especially if you got some money. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Get some of that value back. Some of y'all are in relationships with people with a lesser version of yourself. The lesser version of yourself are the people you are attracting. But let me tell you something. Think about if you became the best version of yourself, you're gonna be invited to new opportunities. You're gonna have new opportunities. You're gonna have a new dating pool. You're gonna have new people attracted to you. The joker or the jokette you with right now gonna have to step up their game. Come on, somebody. People gonna look at you differently at work. Everything about life shifts when you become the best version of yourself. And that's just real talk, man. Quit throwing away your value because this sick culture we live in supports our own ridiculous thinking. Oh, it's okay to be big and beautiful. Okay, yeah, you may be big and beautiful, but being big is also synonymous with unhealthy. And guess what? That ain't pretty. That's not cute. That's not ideal. And until somebody can prove to me that that you can be big and healthy, I'm not saying that there's a person that can be overweight and they don't have health issues. No, y'all know what I'm talking about. The bigger you are, the more likelihood of poor health you're going to have. And that's the bottom line. And it goes for men and women alike. And no one is going to care about your health or should care about your health more than you. That's the bottom line. A lot of y'all, when you walk around here and you're not the best version of yourself, you miss the spiritual manifestations. When I was 330 pounds, I was not the guy that I am now. Let me tell you something. A lot of folk don't like me. I get that. And you know what? I don't care either. I think in life you have to have two things. You got to be able to have supreme confidence in yourself and not take yourself too seriously and blend it. So you got to know you to without nobody having to tell you that. You dig what I'm saying? And see what happened with me when I transformed my life, I got confidence that I couldn't buy, that a car wouldn't give me, that an outfit wouldn't give me. Like right now, honestly, you can't tell me that I can't do whatever I'm doing. Because whenever I'm doing something, I'm doing it with supreme confidence. That came because of me working on myself. When you change yourself, everything about you shifts. Your whole swag shifts. You don't put emphasis on stuff because you know I'm the one. When you walk in the room, who's coming in second? Because we already know who number one. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of air. And see, that type of confidence rubs people the wrong way. They don't like it. And the reason why they don't like it is because when you come off to people like that, they are reminded of what they are not. Yo, whatever I do, it's like, get ready to be slayed because I'm about to put it down. I don't care what it is. These are the things that you get when you work on yourself, your confidence, your belief in yourself. When people can't even tell you, you can't tell me I can't do this. These are all the things that you cannot pay for. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It makes a lot of people uncomfortable around you because their energy has to match yours. When you begin to increase your vibe, when your whole essence and aura shifts, people can feel that. This is the reason why a lot of folks become intimidated when you're changing your life and they aren't. That's why people always say, well, why don't you eat this? They just want you to eat it so they can feel a little bit better about their own miserable state. And this is real talk. A lot of folk don't like it, but it's true. So a lot of times when you begin to work on yourself, and then people say, oh, you changed. Well, it's not that I changed, you just didn't come where I was. That's the difference. You still there, and I'm here. You could have done it, but you stayed there. So don't sit up here and talk about I changed. Yeah, I elevated. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't like that because your vibe is different. Your frequency is different. Your outlook on things is different. You begin to take risk. You begin to have an abundance mentality. You know, you start acting like a real man. And see, that's what the ladies want, brothers. They want real men. Don't fall into the traps of what they are always saying. We're tired of alpha. Women love nice, accomplished alpha men who know how to treat them. And it's the truth. Nobody wants a simp guy. So these are all the things, brothers, that can even make you more valuable. And see, what happens is when you work on you, when you work on your intrinsic value, you don't have to rely on all the extra stuff. You don't have to rely on what I gotta get this car. I can go out in whatever I got on and I'm gonna be me. Period. Period. So, gang, I'm so glad y'all took the time to be out tonight. Salute to leader Cabrina. What a great interviewee. 1,109 of you all are watching. Gang, let me encourage you. Let's have a great week. I'm going to be live with you 7:30 in the morning, going over your performance review and analysis, as well as giving you some directives as to what you need to focus on this week. For all of you guys who are watching this, you're not a part of the 4-Day Turn Up. You can follow us on Instagram. You can hit us up there at Journey Life TV. You can follow us on Facebook at Journey Life TV, or right here on YouTube at Journey Life TV. Love y'all. Have an amazing night. And I pray that your family and everything that concerns you is blessed, is at peace, and that you have a recharged night of sleep and you wake up in the morning ready to tackle and ready to experience this world's greatest drama called life. And each day we patiently await to see how the next scene is going to unfold. Until the next one, we'll see you then. Peace.